Tuesday, New York City, Chinatown. In the late afternoon, a flood of ICE agents, immigration agents, start to question people on the street because everybody in New York knows that many of the street vendors are here illegally. That's how they make a living. They sell stuff on the street, knockoffs, food, whatever it may be. And ICE, their job is to find and detain people who should not be here. It's a simple job. I mean, look, you find them and you detain them. And then if there is a due process situation, then it goes to a judge. But there are a number of, let's say, rules for the road here. And people don't know them, but I'm going to tell you that. So this is from the New York Unified Court System, all right? An arrest of an illegal alien can trigger deportation immediately. Doesn't have to be a conviction, okay? If you are arrested, you can be deported by the federal government, all right, under this code. You can look it up yourself, usa.gov. So the U.S. may detain and deport non-citizens who participate in criminal acts. That means you're arrested, not convicted. Okay, you're in the system, okay, are a threat to public safety. Any kind of threat, all right? Violate your visa. Obviously, they don't have visas. They snuck across the border and are here under false pretenses. So that's pretty much every illegal alien can be taken in and deported. Now, the ones that don't have arrests or convictions, they're not considered criminal aliens. That's how they divide it up. However, if you get somebody who's associating with criminal aliens, then that person has to go before an immigration judge and explain it. Doesn't it make sense to you? All right. So in the Chinatown raid, there were 9 people arrested. 9. 6 of the 9 have arrests on their sheet. Dope dealing, counterfeiting, serious stuff. 6 of the 9. The other 3 were associating, that are all taken in. Just 9. Could have taken in a lot more, trust me. But they took 9 in. That caused all kinds of horror as the groups descended on the ICE agents, screaming at them, spitting at them, doing all kinds of illegal things. And that should never have happened. Now, the far left doesn't want any kind of immigration enforcement. Let me back that up. Rasmussen report just out this week. 70% of Democrats want amnesty for illegal migrants. 70% of the party. They don't care how they got here, what they're doing here. Now, they didn't break it down on criminal, non-criminal, but 70%. So you know the Democratic Party, the liberal wing of America, does not want ICE tracking down anybody. That's where we have to start. Okay, I'm not going to go over the poll because that's the big number. On the Republican side, it's 65% want immigration law enforced. So talk about a divide. There you go. The far left has made it a cause to attack President Trump, and the protesters easily get out of control. Roll it.
We know that you serve a Nazi ethnic cleansing agenda. You are kidnapping New Yorkers from the streets of New York. Have you lived with yourself?
Ethnic cleansing, Nazi ethnic cleansing, according to that woman. You know, she's a loon. Total loon, emotion driven. Now, the far left and the media says ICE is provoking all this. No, ICE is doing its job. It's ordered by the Justice Department to find the 15 million foreign nationals that Joe Biden let into the country without any responsibility whatsoever. 15 million. I mean, the worst foreign the worst policy I've ever seen of any president ever, Joe Biden. So ICE isn't, in my opinion, inflaming anything the far left is. Let me back it up again. There's a congressman in New York. His name is Dan Goldman. Everybody knows Mr. Goldman is as liberal as it comes. You don't get more left wing than Goldman. Here's what he says. Go.
We cannot tolerate masked agents. This is not a country that condones the KKK. That is what we associate masked individuals abducting people, violently assaulting people. That is not who we are in this country. We are a country of immigrants. If you have committed a crime, you should be deported. But over 70% of the people who are arrested in here have no criminal record. This is outrageous lawlessness that is a dragnet sweeping up U.S. citizens, including children.
Well, Mr. Goldman is misleading everybody. All right. Now, I'm not going to call him a liar because I don't think he wants to know the truth. All right. He doesn't wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to lie. He just takes the propaganda that's fed to him. Now, the 70% stat that he uses comes from an organization called TRAC, T-R-A-C. It's in Syracuse University, upstate New York. Okay. What TRAC is saying is that 70% of migrants who are being detained by Homeland Security don't have criminal convictions. How could they possibly have criminal convictions? Biden let them in. Okay, they haven't been all caught and adjudicated, but they don't need to be convicted in order to be deported. All you have to do is be arrested. Now, I don't even think Goldman's smart enough to know that. Now, he's not a smart guy, all right? He's just taking the propaganda fed to him. And it's impossible standard. Convictions? Yeah, how long it takes to get convicted. And where are you going to put these people? You're going to hold them until their trial comes up? No, they let them go. They don't show up for their hearings. And I'm generalizing, but that's pretty much what it is. You see, totally out of control. Goldman doesn't want to deport anybody. He doesn't want to protect anybody. He just wants to attack the opposition. Okay, we did a search, and we tried to find some Democrat during the Biden administration who spoke out against the open border. Now, we could find one who did it in public. His name is Dean Phillips. You might know him. He ran for president, Minnesota. Here's what he said. Go.
The other area I differ with him immensely is our southern border. I've been there twice, Dan. It is an unmitigated, embarrassing, unforgivable disaster.
Okay, so the entire Democratic Party backed Biden's open border. Now this country is paying a hellacious price, and that leads to the ICE raids, which again, the Democrats are blaming not on Biden, but on Trump. Because most Americans want this to stop. They want, that's why Trump was elected. The immigration thing was the biggest issue. I think bigger than the economy. All right. Now, all of this protest amounts to nothing. Nothing. Because Donald Trump's going to do what he wants. He sealed the border very successfully. And now ICE is going to continue for the next 3 years to round up migrants and define their status. That's what they're going to do. And if you've been arrested, you're going to get deported. And if you have an order of deportation, even if you don't have an arrest, you're going to get deported because a judge signed that order. Far left is going to scream and scream and scream and scream and scream. It will not matter unless a Democrat is elected president next time around. Then it'll all change. And in the midterms, if the Democrats take control of Congress, they could solve the problem by passing immigration. 100 ICE agents going to San Francisco. President Trump called that off. So they're not going to go to San Francisco. I don't know why he called it off, but he did. That's the memo.